Nobody is here as a possession, but a gift. And that gift might be just here for 5 minutes. If you're going through a heartbreak or a breakup, friendship or romantic, it can be absolutely anything, or maybe a death of someone. This video is for you. This video might or might not bring you comfort. It's important for you to know these things. And I don't say what you want to hear, but I say what you need to hear. There are no coincidences. You are here for a reason and you're watching this for a reason. When we talk about relationships or friendships, there's always a moment where we feel like, oh, well, this is supposed to last forever, or it will last forever, because of the love you're feeling in the moment, and also because of the chemical release, because of those hormones, dopamine, serotonin. But as I said in the beginning of this video, that nobody's a possession but a gift, and that gift might be just here for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 1 month, 10 months, 1 year, 15 years, never know. I think when it comes to love, relationship, the biggest mistake that you can make is thinking that it's gonna last forever, because everything has an expiration date. Everything. It absolutely doesn't mean that love wasn't strong or you guys didn't love each other. Not at all. Quite the opposite. But when we understand the concept of soul contract, it becomes so easy to let go and to not hold on to the person with so much love within you, but you no longer need that person. You learn to love something even in the absence of it. Now, what do I mean by soul contract? There's always a contract between two souls, and let it be anyone. You have a soul contract with every single person who is in your life, or who is no longer in your life, or anyone who is about to come. A lot of people also call this karmic agreement, which is also true, but we're going to talk about it later in this video. So no matter who the person is, they are in your life to serve a purpose, and as soon as that purpose will get served, they are going to go. I mean, a lot of times we had friendships and relationships which was so profound and beautiful, but it just vanished. And the worst part is that it doesn't come with disclaimer alert. It doesn't come with, oh well, it's the time. So when we understand this, that we are having a soul contract with every single person who is in our life, and this relationship has an expiration date, and we don't think that it's forever, and we suddenly give our all in, because we never know that expiration date can be tomorrow, that can be today, that can be after 3 months or after 3 weeks. You never know, but it will come and it will happen. I don't know about you, but when I learned about this concept, it just gave me so much peace, and it made me accept things a lot easily than just holding on to them, because I can understand that it's so hard to let go things and people. But when you understand this thing, that was an agreement, they were here to serve a purpose, and you actually sit through it. And if you can do it with the person, great, but if that person doesn't understand this thing, you can do it alone by yourself as well. Sit with yourself with all the emotions, all the love, all the feelings you're feeling right now. And it might be not loving feeling, it might be anger, it might be rage, it can be absolutely anything. Maybe that person did something very horrible to you, but for some reason you're still not able to let them go. I can understand that situation extremely well. Been there, done that. But we have to understand, we are not doing anything for them. Like, they are just a very small part of our life. They just came to serve a purpose. They left. They served their purpose. Maybe that was a karmic agreement. It was meant to happen. It happened. But now you have the choice. You have to understand it, to continue that karma, or to just finish it. How we exactly do that? When something happened, let's say a month ago or 2 months ago, or like 1 year ago or 10 years ago, a lot of people are just holding on to the past so much. So when you're holding on to the past and you're talking shit about that person constantly, and you're constantly complaining how they have hurt you again and again and again and again, even though they are not in your presence, you are making the karma, and you're choosing to continue that karma, and it's just gonna come back. Because if you will throw the ball is gonna come back to you no matter what. It's the continuous process. That's just how the things work. But on the other hand, you were like, okay, maybe in my past life I did something to this person. That person came in my life to serve the purpose. The purpose is served. I learned my lesson. You don't have to have a dinner with them. You don't have to make up with them. But I don't hold anything for this person now. Like, it's neutral from my side. I forgive them. You're not forgiving that person because you're doing a favor to them, but to yourself. So now you understand it intellectually, but now it's time to do the emotional work. What you're gonna do is you have to sit with yourself completely alone. Just allow yourself to feel all the emotions you want to feel. Keep your phone, everything aside. Okay, there should be no source of distraction. Just you with your emotions. The reason you're constantly on your phone and you constantly get the urge to just keep on doing something and you just don't want to sit alone is because you're afraid to think what might be coming up. But the change is going to occur at the other side of it. And it's time to feel the feelings that you have been avoiding for so long. Because you don't understand, once those feelings will get in your body, it is going to create the disease. All of a sudden people realize, oh, I got cancer, oh, I got diabetes, oh, like how it happened. It happened because there are so unprocessed emotions throughout the years that you were just so afraid to sit with. They all got collected in your body at some part, and people call it cancer. So if you don't want that, feel your emotions because they are meant to be felt. A lot of people are not great communicators. They just don't know how to express their feelings. So if you're someone who doesn't really have conversations with themselves, it's completely fine. Maybe you're someone who loves to write. A lot of people love processing their emotions through writing. So if that's you, write it all down. That's the second step. A lot of people just dance it out. Like I personally just dance it out and I start crying. So that's my way. I also love writing. I also have conversations with myself. So that's my way of coping with my emotions. What's yours? If you don't have a way of coping up with your emotions by being absolutely sober, find it, because that's going to be the factor of your growth, your inner growth and your outer growth both. Because by doing that, you are going to build up a very strong relationship with yourself, and that relationship with yourself will dictate every other relationship in your life. So if you want to just become a better person, a lot of people just have this one heartbreak and all of their life they are not able to move, and they just can't seem to have that connection with any other person. Why is that? Because they didn't process the emotion completely in a sober way. Don't use alcohol or any sort of addiction or distraction as your source, because that is not going to lead you anywhere, and you have to understand it. So find your way, how you're going to process those emotions in the most beautiful way. The last thing you have to do is forgive yourself, forgive the person, forgive the situation. Understand that it happened for a reason. Take the lesson. It can be absolutely anything. Not the lesson, don't trust people. Not that one. If you are just focusing on the upper layer, well, nothing is going to happen. You're going to stay the same. But if you really want to grow from the inside out, deeply observe what are things that that person taught you, how you can use them to become a better person. And sometimes people teach us what we don't want and how we don't want things to happen. And there's so much beauty in that, because once you experience something, you exactly know that if it's something that you want to experience or not. And if it's not, then okay, well, guess what? Your standard got higher and now you feel more deserving of something, so you're going to experience it. That's just how it works, because now that thing is in alignment with you. And now be grateful for that experience. It won't come in the first go. Okay, just go through this process again and again until you get there. Just be grateful for the experience. Like, okay, well, it's time to move forward, but it's time to go even more inward. That was the season. Change. Love is still there, but the container might be different. Simple as that. Alchemize the pain and the uncomfortable feeling into forgiveness. Forgiveness into beauty, and beauty into service. Forgiveness will be your number one piece. Just remember this. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive this person. Again, you're not doing it for them. You're not doing anything for them. You're doing everything for yourself. And when you truly accepted that everything in a reality has an expiration date, and that thing might not be there tomorrow, you understand that it's time to give your all in. Because if you're about to die in 24 hours, your priority would be different right now. Absolutely different. So you never know when you're gonna die. That's the reality, right? What does it mean? So the art of living is truly the art of time. When you remind yourself how temporary this world and everything is, and you are an eternal being, you just tend to live more differently. By ignoring the emotions, it's not going to lead you anywhere in life. And it's coming from the person who used to do that, who used to ignore everything, right? We just tend to build up that shield that, oh, we're the strongest one. But no, there's so much beauty in being vulnerable. There's so much beauty in being soft. But the last thing you want to do is share your deepest, darkest emotions with someone who doesn't quite really on the same page, who doesn't understand what it's meant to be human, who doesn't accept themselves completely. But if there is someone who truly understands, there's nothing wrong in sharing your feelings. Learn to love with an open palm. Like this, not like this. Because the only constant thing in life is change. If you're going through a heartbreak or just a really tough time in your life and you have problem letting go like I used to have, and maybe there's a part of me which still have, but acceptance is the first step. And I completely understand what you're going through. But just know this, that you're not alone and there's nothing that you can't handle. Maybe in the moment it feels like that, but it's happening for the greater good. It's trying to teach you something. Everything is trying to teach you something. So step into that lesson, step into that crunchy, step into that because there's so much growth and beauty in that. I'm sending you a big hug, and I hope this video was able to help you in some way. If there is someone who is going through a similar experience, it would mean a world to me if you would share this video with them, so that they know that they are not alone in this journey. It happens with everyone, so they can feel a sense of peace and connection. If there is something that you want to share, or if you need any help with anything, feel free to DM me on my Instagram. With that, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for existing. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.